Good morning mga katribo. It's Wednesday, October 4, 2023 and welcome to another episode of Daily Tribune Straight Talk where we discuss current matters to each of us. This is Gigie, Arcilla.
Good morning mga katribu. I am Chito, Lozada. We are live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube.
Yes, so this morning we will be joined by the president of the IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines. So I understand this is an umbrella organization of hundreds of PPO companies in the Philippines. So, good morning, Mr. Jack Madrid.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
Yes, thank you for being with us this morning. So, diretso na po tayo, Sir Jack. So, what exactly is the organization, the IPBAP?
IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines, or IBPAP for short, is the flagship organization for the IT-BPM industry. Sometimes people refer to it as the BPO industry. We use the term IT-BPM because our industry in the Philippines has grown not just in number of companies, but also in the number of industries and global business services that we perform for our global customers. So we are in the export service sector. Our customers are from all over the world, mostly from North America, some from Asia and Europe. But the nature of the work we do are basically any business service that those countries have moved to the Philippines because our Filipino talent is able to perform these services in an efficient, productive manner that generates a high level of customer satisfaction since our product is actually a customer experience.
Okay.
I see.
So, gaano ba sabi mo nga, sir, the clients are from different parts of the world.
Yes.
So, which country ang pinakamalaking?
Well, the biggest one is certainly the United States.
The United States.
Yes, over two-thirds of our business comes from U.S. companies serving U.S. customers.
All right.
Yeah,
And Chito, parang,
years
years back, kakaunti pa lang ang but then,
and a big source of foreign exchange.
Yes, we measure our industry in two ways. The first way is the number of jobs for Filipinos that we have created. We started this year, 2023, with 1.57 million direct jobs for Filipinos. We also measure it by revenue, and last year we generated 32.5 billion US dollars. We are the second largest source of foreign exchange to the country.
Yung first, syempre, is the OFWs, ba?
Yes, overseas remittances.
But it's
we
almost
are
equal.
almost at par.
Very
par,
close,
yes.
right?
Yes. The difference between the two industries is that our employees are living here and working here.
That's the biggest difference of all.
Oh, they don't have to, leave their families behind to work abroad.
It removes the social problems that goes along. With
with working for foreign.
The other big difference is that in our industry, especially during the pandemic, we proved to our global customers that the work that our employees do is able to be performed from anywhere. During COVID, over 1 million employees had to move from on-site operations to a work-from-home setup. And we were able to move over 1 million employees to working from home. That's something that was never done before. But because we were able to do the work, there's even more demand now for Filipino jobs.
Working from home.
Well, working from anywhere. We can do this work from anywhere.
So since after the pandemic, the BPO industry has adopted to, that kind
Yeah.
of work
Yes,
setup.
just like many other industries, but being such a big industry, we were the most visible in being able to prove that this
To
kind of work can
shift
be done remotely.
remote
Okay.
work.
So, tanungin naman natin, Sir Jack. So,
Mm.
how many really exactly, kasi ang dami naming figures, ang, the BPO industries, the companies in the
Oh,
Philippines?
well, it's hard to determine the exact number because every day, every week, that number may change. But there are well over 1,000,
Companies.
IT-BPM operations in the Philippines.
And
Definitely over 1,000, maybe closer to 2,000. It would be somewhere in between there. But the way that we measure it is really by way of employees and and the amount of revenue that we generate.
and have Mr. Madrid, have you quantified the amount of the market, the BPO market, all in all, the total contribution to the economy?
Yes. That would be the amount of export
Revenues.
service revenues
Yes.
that we generate. Last year, we generated $32.5 billion. This year, I'm happy to tell you that we will grow 8.7%. So we will now be over 35
8.7.
billion US
That
dollars
would be
for
bigger.
2023.
And your projection would mean that that would be bigger than the remittances.
Well, I mean, we don't really compare ourselves to the industry. I think the nature of our work is quite different. This is work that we do for companies all over the world across different time zones, where we do our work from anywhere in the Philippines.
Anyway, it's a huge contribution to the
Yes, I always describe our industry as being an indispensable pillar
Yeah.
of the Philippine economy. And I think this is an important message that we always communicate to our partners in the government and to our employees and to their families. What we do is more than what people think as maybe call center or contact center work. Because the nature of what we do range from basic customer service to more complex industries such as healthcare, such as engineering, IT, software development, and even creative industries like animation and game development.
Animation.
So it's hard to generalize our industry as being only call center work. I think we need to respect the kind of work that we do even more than before. It's more than what people think it is.
Yeah, that's right. Because, they were stuck with, the people are stuck with, that concept when the BPO industry was just starting.
Yeah,
So they are not aware that the BPO has evolved through the years.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed it has, and that's why we as the flagship association, we oversee all the different industry verticals.
Yeah.
But you'll be amazed at the number of
Yeah.
multinational companies that have been doing very successful shared services operations here in the Philippines. You name the multinational, they are here. Whether it's in banking, financial services, healthcare,
Yeah.
you name
There's a lot
even
of
energy,
healthcare.
they are all here.
Speaking of healthcare, what is the percentage of the share, among the, BPO companies that cater to healthcare?
On the total, if you look at the total industry, healthcare will easily be between 15 to 20%
Oh.
of our
It's
work.
quite big.
Yeah, that's quite big.
Substantial.
How about the digital, the creatives, the anime?
The creative side will be quite a bit smaller than that in terms of number of employees, but it's still a sector that has large potential. I think another significant sector would be the global in-house centers. These are all the multinationals who have moved their back office operations here. Hard to classify by industry because they belong to many different industries. And then, of course, the contact center sector is still the biggest one. About 60%
60%.
of our employees are in the contact center sector. And that includes many multinational companies, BPO, global BPO companies who have set up operations here.
Yeah. I'm just curious that I may have to ask you this, Sir Jack. Are there, I mean, I understand there are interventions. It's a continuing program for, BPO companies. It's like, how do you keep the sanity intact? How do you keep the sanity intact of, the BPO, because they
employees.
work, odd hours,
Yeah.
and, it's not
Yeah, I
quite
know.
normal for them to be working. The day becomes their night, and, vice versa.
The adjustment.
The mental well-being um, of our employees is very important for us, and it's also important for our industry to continue growing. And I'm happy that our membership and our industry players are paying a much stronger focus on the mental health and well-being of the employees. Our industry relies primarily on the human capital. I mean, this is a very much a people industry. It is the bedrock of how our industry has grown. So this topic is very important. I think it's all about balance. I think balancing the demands of work and personal life is very important. And nowhere was this more evident than the challenging years of the pandemic,
True.
wherein we had to mobilize our employees from working in the office to a work from home setup, something that was not done before.
Yeah.
Working from home is not as easy for Filipinos as it is for the rest of the world. We do not have a home office, not like Americans and Europeans. So the transition for us was quite challenging. Many of our employees don't have very big homes with an extra room
Correct.
to be used
Yes.
as an office. So I think I spent a lot of time describing this to investors and locators because it demonstrates the agility and resilience and survival instinct of the Filipino people. And I think we have shown to the world that we were able to perform the work in those challenging years of COVID without any impact on productivity or customer satisfaction. We were able to perform the work so much so that there was even more demand from our customers for more jobs to be done here in the Philippines. So
Yes,
during the
that-
pandemic, before I forget, I have to say that we grew as an industry 255,000 new jobs in the years of the pandemic. So we grew during the pandemic, and this year we will continue to grow.
So it's unexpected.
Well,
It's a
we always knew we were a growing industry, but it's getting competitive. We have India that is the world leader in terms of number, but I'm happy to say that we are, a clear number 2 in
Number
terms
two.
of IT-BPM.
I have read one article that we're number 1 in a certain sector.
Well, I think
BPO?
reputationally, I would argue that we are number 1 in delivering customer experience. I think most of the world wants a Filipino to respond to their query, to resolve their problem. In terms of number, India, with a population of 10 times more than the Philippines, will always be number 1. But I want to highlight that this industry is more important to the Philippine economy than the Indian industry to their economy.
Why is that
We
so?
are more reliant on the IT-BPM industry. The revenues that we generate for 2023 will represent more than 8% of the Philippines' GDP.
GDP.
So I think
So
that is something that
Yeah.
a lot of us need to appreciate on how important our industry is.
After the pandemic, so during the pandemic, your BPO employees have to, work from home. Okay, so that's something that I mean the BPO companies have they have adjusted. Now that everything has returned back to normal, um, are their employees still working from home?
I think the world of work has changed permanently because of the pandemic, and it goes beyond our industry. As of today, our industry is most of our membership and players are working on a hybrid work from
Setup.
home hybrid setup, and that number varies depending on the company, depending on the customer, depending on the employee. So there is no one number for everyone. The nature of our work is very different from company to company, so that number will vary. But to give you an estimate, I would say that between 60 to 70% of our workforce is now working on site.
Wow.
But there's still a significant number, maybe 30 to 40%,
That's
that are
quite a
working on a
shift.
hybrid mode. So there's no one number. I think it varies. But if you look at other industries, it's pretty much the same. Um, I don't think very many people work in the office unless physical presence is required,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there are certain industries that require 100%. But in our industry, hybrid is very much a part of the way we will work moving forward.
All right.
And it's the only way we
So,
can grow, because our employee workforce needs and prefers flexibility.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
we may have
Yeah,
to
we'll
discuss
ask
what's,
our guest
the
about the
opportunities
the roadmap moving forward.
moving
So,
forward,
Yeah,
as Jack Madrid
yeah.
had
But
said.
we'll be back for a brief commercial break.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Conti's Bake Shop and Restaurant, delightfully yours. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. And Tata Consultancy Services. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at the Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Parayan at talakayang showbiz, times 2, doble-doble! Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakayan ng showbiz, Alwin Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon, dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune.
Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Conti's Bake Shop and Restaurant, delightfully yours. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. And Data Consultancy Services.
A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Parayan at talakayang showbiz, times 2, doble-doble! Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakayan ng showbiz, Alwin Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon, dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune. Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Conti's Bake Shop and Restaurant, delightfully yours. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. And Data Consultancy Services.
And you're still watching Straight Talk. We
Hello.
are still with Mr. Jack Madrid.
So mga katribu, we wanted to ask Mr. Madrid about the opportunities. There have been a trend that the BPO and the other sectors are spreading in the regions. Can you give us an overview of how the development is going right now?
I mean, the presence,
Yeah.
the BPO's presence in
Before the
parts.
pandemic, our workforce was concentrated in Metro Manila.
Correct, yes.
About 75% Metro Manila and the balance of 25% outside. During the pandemic, that number moved upwards towards the countryside because a lot of our employees went back home to their provinces and cities. So as of today, we estimate between 31 to 32% of our employees are outside Metro Manila, which is a positive development because it reduces the concentration of the work base, the workforce to in Manila, and it also allows our investors to tap the talent pools from the countryside. So I'm very encouraged by this development, and it's a trend that we expect to continue in the next 5-6 years. So in fact, we expect 54% of our growth in the coming years to be in the countryside.
54%.
Yeah, of the growth.
Growth.
Of the growth.
Okay. What are the emerging regions?
Well, I'm happy to say there's quite a number. I mean, we saw the success of cities like, of course, Cebu has been established for a very long time.
Yeah.
Clark is very established. But
How about that?
after all that, we now have seen the success of Iloilo, Bacolod, Davao, Cagayan de Oro,
CDO.
even Lawag are emerging cities where a lot of our investors have moved their operations to.
There are a lot of good English speakers in Lawag.
Yes, I
north,
think we find
northern Luzon.
unique talent pools wherever you go. But Filipinos across from north to south have very good communication skills.
Right.
Although we should continue to strengthen them because the nature of the work is becoming more demanding. So aside from communication, we need to work on our comprehension, our critical thinking skills, and hopefully strengthen our university and high school curriculum so that we become stronger in science, math, engineering, and more technical fields like that, because this is a big difference between Philippines and India. Indian parents encourage their kids to take up science and math and engineering. Filipino parents don't really do that in the same way.
Yeah.
And I would hope that this will change because the nature of our work, the demands of our investors are more towards IT, digital, and more
Basic.
software development work. So top subjects like computer science and programming are becoming very important.
Okay. So this is the pool of minds, that the BPO is looking into, like developing or expanding.
We as a country have the demographic advantage. Our population is young. Our average age is between 25 to 26. We are the youngest country in Asia.
In Asia.
And I think we have a window of opportunity to increase the number of jobs for Filipinos because we have such a young population. What we need to do now is take the responsibility of upskilling and reskilling ourselves more seriously than in the past. We should not rely only on the schools to educate us. I think we need to take it as a personal responsibility. For us, our skills should be a personal responsibility.
Let's talk about the roadmap, in a nutshell. The roadmap of the BPO.
We do the roadmap every 6 years. With each incoming administration, we publish our roadmap. And the current roadmap, which we published last year, focuses on 4 areas for our industry to grow. The goal for us, not just IBPAP, but for the whole industry and the country and the government and all the investors, we have 2 goals. We want to grow jobs for Filipinos by 1.1 million, so that we reach a total of 2.5 million by 2028. The revenue target is to double. When we started, it was 29.5. We wanted to reach 59 billion. So it's a very ambitious goal. 2.5 million jobs by 2028, 59 billion in revenue by 2028.
Is it achievable?
With a lot of hard work and focus, it is achievable. But it will not be easy. But it is very important that we take this seriously, because we're one of the few industries in our country where we can say we are a world capital.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
other industries can we say that? I wish there were more. I wish it were something in maybe sports or even in entertainment.
Not exactly.
But it's not really that way. And I'm proud to say that the IT-BPM industry is one such industry where we are a leader. And so for those of you who are watching, if you have friends and family employed in our industry, I think you should be very proud of the work that you do. You are generating the second largest source of foreign exchange
Yeah.
for our country, and we need it.
Considering the fact that the advantage is the labor pool, Filipinos themselves.
We have the demographic advantage, and so we need to make the most of this opportunity in the next few years, and I think we really need to take upskilling and reskilling more seriously. It's not so much about what you studied in college, what degree you finished. It's more about your current roster of skills. And we spend so much time in front of our phones and laptops. So our screen time is very high. But the question is, what are you watching and listening to on your screen? Is it improving your skills? Or is it something else? So
It's a huge
I think it's our
contributor.
choice, and it's our
Okay.
personal responsibility.
Does the BPO do the BPO companies have something like programs for the reskilling of their employees?
I think investing in talent has always been important for our investors, because they are the ones who will be providing the jobs to meet the growing demand. So that has always been there, and I've told our members that they must continue that kind of commitment to upskilling and talent development. But even that may not be enough. I think our employees also need to take this more seriously.
Yeah. Take it upon
And
themselves.
take it as a personal responsibility. The desire to strengthen your skill set
Yeah.
and a higher level of ambition, so you can take on better work, higher quality work, is something that I would like to see more Filipinos take more seriously.
Okay.
So there's a payback in staying on the computer for so long, which is a common. It is a common problem among families
Yeah,
for
I
small
mean-
kids.
Children, yeah.
But there's a ano pala?
The opportunity
There's
is
an
there. A lot
opportunity.
of unlike 50 years ago or even 30 years ago, a lot of education and learning online is available. And most of it is free.
Yeah.
So there is no excuse. We shouldn't wait for the government to really do this
Actually-
for us.
Actually,
It's all there.
for us, I mean, back in time, I mean, we need to go to the library to do
Yes.
research. But now it's right on
How
your, on your
easy can it
phones.
get? Really? We all have phones.
Yes.
We all have a high amount of screen time. The question is, how are you spending your screen time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it improving
There
yourself?
should be a direction.
Or is it just entertaining yourself?
Watching Netflix.
It's a personal choice.
Yeah, that's right. So we have to, very interesting because, I have so many friends who are in the BPO industry, and sometimes I ask them questions about, how they manage to juggle their time or adjusting. But then we have to ask you, Mr. Jack, of your last words for I'm sure our viewers, many of our viewers would be interested, in the BPO. So your last words, please.
For those of you who are working in our industry, or for those of you who are friends or family members with people in our industry, I want you to think about the IT-BPM industry in a very different way. We are not just call centers or contact centers. We are performing globally meaningful and important work for the whole world. And let's respect the industry more. Let us look at it in a different way. And let us view the industry as a long-term profession where you can grow and deliver world-class experience to our customers. And you are serving a very important industry and part of the economy of our country. So appreciate more what you do, and be proud of it, talk about it, and know that you're doing something very important.
Yes, because the BPO industry contributes 8% to the country's total
And more importantly,
GDP.
the jobs that have been created, 1.5 million.
1.57.
It will be 1.7 million by the
1.7
end of this
million.
year. But there's something else. For every one direct job
Mm.
in the BPO or IT-BPM industry, we create 2.5 more indirect
Indirect.
jobs. Because there are benefits across other industries in hospitality, transportation,
Food.
retail,
Retail.
food. Those jobs are created. We keep many lights
Yeah.
in many of our cities across the country on because we are a 24/7 industry.
Yeah, so that's what we don't know. So there is a multiplier effect.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's at least 2.5.
Yeah. So for everyone, employment provided, so it creates like more
Two.
than
More than
five,
two.
more than two.
Yeah, if you add it all up, that's well over 5
Five,
million
all right.
jobs.
Indirect
All
jobs.
right. So thank you so much, Mr. Jack Madrid, for being with us. And kahit na short notice, but you still managed to be with us this morning.
And thank you for the inspiring
Yeah.
discussion.
Oh,
we
always a
learned-
pleasure to talk
we
about
learned so
our
much.
industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you mga ka-Tribune. Tune in again next Wednesday for another episode of Straight Talk. I'm Chito Lozada.
Once again, I'm Gigie Arcilla. Watch Straight Talk live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jack.